Hello, hello, how are you? So I am going to be waiting for my crew from the Living Design Collective to jump on with me. But while I am, I'm going to be talking a little bit about the idea of the Living Design method and how impactful and important it has been in my life and how I utilize it basically every single day in how I move through the world in, how the world is right now. How it's messy and tight and constricting, and it has all of its challenges that it comes with. And if I can move over here into the light. So the idea of the Living Design method came to me this year after moving through some pretty severe postpartum depression and PTSD after having a really, really difficult transition from pregnancy to postpartum, and having a new baby who was struggling to breastfeed, and it was just a lot. And this is common for a lot of people who have a new baby and are struggling or feeling like they can't really get back into themselves. And so what I was finding was that I was just so set in the tempo of my life, and how many people get set in the tempo of their life. It's day in, day out. We have work, we have things to attend to, we have our kids, we have the house, we have dishes. It's like we get set in this tempo of life, and when hard things happen, we have a very difficult time in what I call the unraveling, in allowing space for real emotional depth to happen, to take place, to really move in the way that it needs to, not in the way that would be convenient or the way that would be the fastest, which is what I wanted, was to move through all of the things that I was feeling in like an hour. And that didn't happen, and that didn't feel possible for me. And so I really struggled with even allowing an unraveling to happen. And the unraveling is, I feel, the most important part of the Living Design method. And we talk about unraveling and remembering, reclaiming, and embodying fully who we are. But we have to go through this step first. And so today I'm going to be talking a lot about the unraveling, in the fact that we need healers. We need people to have our back. We need those who can really hold us through unraveling. And so for me this year, some of the big things that came up was just really the connection to, my delivery being an emergency C-section, and my son being in the NICU for a week, and then not being able to eat, and us having tongue tie issues, like just all of the things that made my nights very sleepless and stressful for the first few months of his life. And then my grandma passed away 10 days after my son was born, and her and I were very, very close, and I miss her desperately every day. And all of it happened all at once, right? It just was a deluge of things to process, and my body was like, well, I've got to take care of this new little human. How many people have started new jobs, or gotten married, or become a parent and gone, oh, I've got to be on it. I've got to take care of this thing. This is the thing that I'm focused on, and the other stuff kind of lands in the background. So when micro traumas or big traumas, little t, big T, it doesn't matter, happen, you end up feeling like, I don't have the space to take care of this just yet. I'll look at it soon. And for me, 3 months turned into 6 months, turned into 8 months before I was like, oh God, there's so much here now for me to look at. If I open this dam, I may never get out. I may be in a tidal wave of grief that I don't survive. It felt so powerful, like I wasn't going to be able to manage, the feelings and the emotions that come up when really big things happen. And so in the unraveling, what I've learned in the last year is really that we have to have those who can hold us. For me, it looked like a midwife that I went to go see that supported me in finding the right healers. For me, I found a therapist who did EMDR therapy, as well as a masseuse that did some PTSD massage, which is crazy, and I didn't even know that existed, but I needed to be willing to say yes to my unraveling in order to put myself in that position to even find that support, to find that help. And so I reached out, I started doing little tiny things, and they felt huge. Like, they really felt massive. I remember sitting right here at this desk looking disheveled, sleep deprived, and being like, I'm going to just make one phone call today. If that's the only thing I do this week, then okay. Like, I'm making a phone call and setting up my massage. And I ended up setting up a massage for like 2 weeks later. Like, it was like, I literally can't be like, I'm going to set up a massage for tomorrow. It was like, I had to go so slow and be willing to go there, to do the somatic practices I did know and that I did have access to, right? I had access to breath work, to somatic work, to rage work, to screaming into a pillow, to my human design, to my gene keys. I had all of these connections, and I had to be willing to say yes to the unknown of the unraveling, right? I had to say yes to, I don't know what it will look like when I unravel, but I know that I need to. I know that I need to be willing to step into the unknown, to how big it may actually be. And so without unraveling, and I've been thinking about this for just looking at the idea of the living design method, is just the unraveling is really autumn. It's fall. It's when the leaves start to fall. It's when you're going to go into a deep state of remembering and move into the winter. It's when you start to look a little bedraggled, and you're not quite as vibrant as you were in the springtime, but you are allowing those leaves to fall. You're allowing the unraveling to happen so that you can move into the winter, which is this remembrance of, who am I? What do I want to become? What do I want my leaves to look like next go around? Because nobody can be blooming 100% of the time. I know that in the online space, it looks like it, right? It looks like all of the people that we follow and that we watch, they're all blooming 100% of the time. They're like just making it 100% of the time. And I promise you that behind the screen for 99.9%, that's not the case. They're making hard choices. They're having life things that are difficult come up. They're getting bumped and bruised, and they're having to manage and figure it out and unravel. And really what I'm seeing is that the people who are the best at unraveling the fastest are the ones who are getting to be in bloom the most often. And the reason that is because we have to unravel, or when we get to that place of blooming again, of being in full bloom, it's not aligned. And we have to go back to the drawing board. Whenever the universe, life, God, source, whatever you want to call it, gives us a reason to unravel, whenever we're given something that has bumped into us, that has hurt us, that has triggered us, that has shocked us, we are being given a chance to go, okay, I want to go this way instead of that way. I want to go left instead of right. I want to be able to unravel with grace and become more of who I desire to be. I want to expand in the way that I want to expand. I feel like when you don't unravel, the universe is going to continue to give you the same choice over and over again until you do, right? It's like you keep getting smacked in the face with the unraveling versus just going into your room and screaming into your pillow and having a really good cry for a couple of nights and then being like, okay, this is how I'm going to put my big girl panties on and I'm going to deal with it. And now I'm ready. Okay, now I can move into the blooming. But when we withstand, when we avoid the unraveling, when we avoid being connected to that space inside of us that was either, like I said, hurt, triggered, traumatized, whatever it is that comes up for us, life has a lot of ways of showing us, hey, there's something here for you. There's something for you to learn, to expand, to connect to. And the more that we avoid it, the more likely we're going to be given more and more and more reasons to unravel. So there's a really powerful way that I recognize this in myself. And I know that it's going to be different for everyone. But for me, in my body, I feel really, really constricted. I realize that I'm feeling more and more constricted and tight, and I'm clipped. My frustration starts to reach new heights. Everything is starting to make me feel angry and frustrated and mad. And it's like I'm in this space of like, I need to let go, but I'm holding on instead. And that pressure begins to build. And so I want to I'm gonna just hop off here in a moment. But if you find yourself in that space, recognizing that you need to unravel, that you need to allow and be with what is constricting you so that you can let it go. You're not alone. It happens to all of us, right? We all have been in that space. And if you need support, please reach out. I'm here. I know how it feels to be in the middle of a transition that you just don't really realize, how do I get through this? It's hard. It's too hard. It feels too big. I don't know how to move through it. And so know that I'm here, and know that you can, and know that the sooner you allow yourself to really unravel and find the support you need, the faster you're going to be able to start blooming again. So thank you so much for being here with me live. I am hoping that you guys are able to catch this from the Living Design Collective. I'm going to share it over there. But Facebook Live has not been very kind to us recently. So I decided to try something new this week. All right, lovelies. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.